Right, I hope you are ready to enter the danger zone. We are on the countdown to TDW's first show of 2026 on the 28th of February, and there is a lot of stuff coming up on that jam-packed card. We have already got the grudge match, the tag team match, with Parky, Michael Parks, and Preston Sage going up against Kev D and Johnny Royal. We have an amazing women's contest with Leia Elise officially making her debut in a TDW ring with a mystery opponent as it stands, although looking at the names that are in contention for it, I think one way or another this is going to be awesome. But of course, the big ones at Danger Zone is we are starting off our hunt to find our first ever TDW men's champion. I am joined, firstly, hello, my name is Kurt. I am one of the board of directors here at TDW, and I am joined by, firstly, two people who outrank me in the form of the chairman, Ryan S. Super Relic, and the only man who outranks him, the boss, the one and only, Jacob. And
Hey, Jacob.
Hello.
Also rocking the hardware as well. I name dropped the championship.
We've got the belt ready. We've got our TDW t-shirts on. We're fresh from SmackDown. We're ready to talk some wrestling, and we're ready to see who's going to be the TDW champion, aren't we?
Yes.
What do you think, boss? You reckon this is going to be a good tournament and a good rumble?
A very good tournament and an amazing rumble.
There we go.
Awesome. And talking about the management, talking about the boss, joining us to officially announce the names who are going to be in that tournament and that rumble. And we'll get onto that in more detail in a second. But joining me, Ryan and Jacob, in his first official capacity as new general manager of TDW. Although, depending on when this goes out, he might have already made an appearance on the podcast by now. But we're recording this ahead of time at the very least. Our new general manager, main event, Max, off of Max's Wrestling channel.
Yes, boys, pleased to be here. I can't wait to get started. And I'll tell you something, I'm even more excited to see who's in this rumble and what's going on with this tournament. I'm excited.
Max, we're so happy. I mean, he was the one that put your name forward. The boss chose you, and he officially asked you himself. So I think we're all happy that you're part of the team and ready to take it all on.
Well, I got the phone call, what was it, last Thursday?
Something like that, yeah?
I think it was last Thursday, and to be fair, Jacob was on the phone and he said, I've got a question for you, and it didn't take me long to answer. It was an easy yes, probably one of the most easiest yeses I've ever had to say, and here I am, raring to go, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yep.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to Danger Zone myself. Like I say, we have got so much to jam into that card. But what it is going to look like is, yes, we are starting off the hunt for the men's champion, our first ever TDW men's heavyweight champion. And yeah, it is going to be done in two ways. Firstly, we have a tournament. We're going to have 4 men competing in the full tournament at Danger Zone. So, assuming you go all the way through, you're wrestling twice. The winner of that tournament will make the first number 1 contender for the TDW Men's Championship. The second number 1 contender is going to get decided through a rumble. 10 men.
10-man rumble.
10.
10 men.
And you know what you're missing, Kurt, is that they're not just a tournament and a rumble. We're trying to theme them. We're going with the Top Gun theme. We're celebrating 40 years of one of the greatest movies ever, Top Gun. And it was only appropriate that we gave them names. Do you remember the names? Do you want to give her the name of the tournament?
The name of the tournament will be the King of the Skies tournament.
I mean, it only makes sense. What about the Rumble? What are we calling the Rumble, guys? Everyone's looking shocked and surprised. How about... Well, I mean, there's only one man that controls Top Gun, and he is the biggest man of Top Gun.
I think... Wait, what?
There's only one man that really is the main event when it comes to Top Gun.
Who?
And that's Maverick.
The Maverick Rumble.
I like it.
I'm in.
We're there.
Yep.
We're sold.
We've got the King of the Skies tournament and the Maverick Rumble. Sounds nice.
Sounds like it's going to be
Sounds nice.
fun.
The boss has spoken.
Are we going to have Logan Paul in it?
He's busy. He's busy at Elimination Chamber that night.
Oh.
So,
right. Okay.
King of the Skies
How are we doing
tournament.
this?
Yeah, 4 men in the tournament, 10 men in the Rumble. It is going to be Rumble rules, which means 2 men will start and then a new competitor will enter every 90 seconds or after. Over the top rope, the winner becomes number 1 contender, number 2. Those 2 number 1 contenders, one from the tournament, one from the Rumble, they will then meet at our June show, Slam by Me, to determine the first ever TDW men's champion. Now, I don't know about you, there's arguments that can be made that depending on whether you're in the tournament or in the Rumble, one side arguably gets an easier ride, but I don't think that's the case.
No, I think everybody. This is why it's good that we've got 2 big competitions, because whoever wins either one will have had a big. They're proving themselves. They're proving themselves that they deserve to be there. It's not just one match. You get put in up for the belt. It's 2 matches or a Rumble. You're inevitably having to take out 9 other men to win.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think I'd rather do the 2 matches because you're only relying on yourself. In the Rumble, you're trying to watch what other people are doing. But when you're just in 2 singles competitive matches, you've only got to worry about you and what you're doing.
That being said, if you're in the 2 matches, what if those 2 matches go long? What if they are 2 drag-out matches? Like you're going to have it taken out of you. You're going to get taken to your limit if those matches go long. Simultaneously in the Rumble, it's 10 men. You've got to have your wits about you. And, it could be over like that if you're unlucky. But you are only wrestling 1 match in theory. So, yeah, I think there's no real argument to say that any side gets it easier. They're different, but I don't think anyone's necessarily easier than the other. You might have your preference, by all means, but...
Being number 10 in the Rumble, I mean, is technically your easiest option unless you walk out there and there's still 9 other men waiting for you. There is... and whoever that person is, there you go.
That being said, Max says the tournament will be easier. I'd say we put Max in the tournament.
Yes.
Ooh, no, I'm there for management only.
Well, don't worry. I know for a fact your name is not in contention. In fact, if I bring up officially my very special box.
Yes.
If you are being picked from the box for the Rumble, that does not mean the order you come out is the number you'll be entering. We will decide that at a later time in another way. And also, we also need to point out that we have not just included the TDW roster in this box. We have also been scouting around a lot of other companies in Essex and picked a few names from different companies to be added. So you could be making your TDW debut. And the only thing that will change this Rumble or this tournament in any way after today is if by chance any of these wrestlers have any prior bookings or anything like that, then we may have to change that name. But other than that, what comes out of this box for the tournament and what names come out of this box for the Rumble is set in stone. Is that right, boss?
Yes, that is very right.
Okay.
Yes. So, in this box, we have currently every name of every active member of the TDW roster who you have seen at one of our shows previously. Also in this box are, I believe, 4 names of individuals who we have signed very recently to the TDW roster but have not yet made their debut. Whether they make that debut at Danger Zone or not depends if their name gets pulled. And as Ryan said, yes, we'll do the tournament first. We'll pull the 4 names from the tournament. Now, for the tournament, the order that these names come out will be the matches. So let's say Wrestler A and Wrestler B, they both get pulled. That's match number 1. Wrestler C and Wrestler D, that is match number 2 in the tournament. Those guys will wrestle, and then the winners will meet in the final. That will be the tournament over and done with, and the remaining 10 names will get pulled for the Rumble. And at that point, as Ryan said, the order at which they are pulled does not mean that that's the order you will enter. The entry order will be determined at a later date. So, without further ado, shall we draw the first name for the tournament?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first name. There we go. First name entering the TDW Men's Championship Tournament, the King of the Skies Tournament, is Will Tyrrell.
Wow. Okay. I'm very happy with that. He impressed us at the last show.
Yes.
Nice.
He did in the Fatal 4-Way, and I'm happy to see him wrestling in the tournament.
Great start.
Will,
Great start.
Congratulations,
Tyrrell.
Will Tyrrell.
And to be fair, I'm
Battalion
excited for
Tottenham.
this as well because Will Tyrrell, we've only seen him in a TDW ring in the Fatal 4-Way match. We've seen what he's like in multi-man. I'm excited to see what this guy's like in one-on-one action.
I've seen it at NFW, and yes, trust me, we're in for a good match, whoever he's against. Which
And I think
why not
everyone
bring
else
that
who's
out
in,
now?
Yep.
I think everyone who's going to be in the Rumble, I think everyone who's in the Rumble is going to breathe a sigh of relief as well because if he was in the Rumble, he would be throwing kicks left, right, and centre.
He wouldn't be diving over the top rope though, otherwise that's a bit of a silly thing to do in a rumble.
It's Will. He might have. Right. Number 1 is Will Tyrrell. Will's opponent in the first round of the TDW Men's Championship Tournament is... You mentioned NFW. This guy's got history with Will in NFW. Will's opponent in the first round of the TDW Men's Championship Tournament is Jimmy V.
No. Wow, okay. Well,
Wow.
you say history. Them guys, I mean, as far as I'm aware, they've known each other since they both started, and it's not always been very pleasant. Now, that's a match, right?
That's going to be an amazing match.
There's a lot on the
They
line.
both deserve solo singles matches with us because, I mean, Jimmy's
I was about to say.
since the beginning.
Jimmy, you got
To
your
be
wish.
honest, both of these guys have not ever had a singles match in TDW before.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They
But
haven't.
I'm super happy to see these guys face each other one-on-one in their first singles match of TDW.
I mean, Jimmy was backstage at Back in Time after coming up short in the Fatal 4-Way match saying, I've had it with these multi-mans. I want to be in one-on-one action. And Jimmy, you have got your wish, my friend. You just got to get through Will and one other person to do it.
This is a big opportunity for both of them.
Yes,
opportunity.
absolutely. And they both deserve it. Both deserve it. I'm very happy for both of them. This is going well so far. Match number 2, Kurt.
Let's find out.
Wrestler C.
Match number 2. The first name is... He performed well at Back in Time. He made his debut at Back in Time. He knows how to go the distance in a long match. So it could be 2 long matches. These 2 matches together might still make up less time than he spent in the classic British rules match. It is Sir Ryan Matthews.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's big.
I mean,
That no matter who he faces, I already know this will be a great match from how he performed at Back in Time.
yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Could be a big night for those 2. I mean, obviously Ryan and Leia Release, those 2 are a couple. And Leia's going to have a showcase match. Ryan is now in the tournament. Could be a big night. Right, let's find out. Completing the brackets for the tournament, Ryan's opponent in match number 2 in the qualifying round is... Oh, all right, okay. This could be interesting. We said we haven't seen Will or Jimmy in singles action in TDW. I think there's a chance that many people have not seen this man in singles action. Because making up the final place in the tournament is 1/2 of the Flying Scotsman.
No way.
Specifically, Flying Scotsman Gary.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. So listen, obviously, you know this. I've known them guys. We started wrestling together. We went to literal school together. We've known each other since we were 13 years old. And as far as I'm aware, I don't remember any time of them doing singles matches. And if it is, it's very, very rare. I didn't even think about this. There's tag teams that could be split up for the first time officially now.
If his tag partner gets put in the Rumble, you could see Scotsman versus Scotland.
That's a really good point.
And
Yeah,
no
Stevens
matter
in
what,
contention for the Rumble.
one of the Scotsmen will walk away with the title, and if they win the tag champs, one double champ, one champ.
I mean, he's got a point. I mean,
We are
hopefully
planning on
planning-
unveiling tag championships sooner rather than later.
That's slammed by
Scotsmen are
me. So
obviously going to be contenders for that.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to do both title matches on the same night, but maybe down the line if one of them win the belt and they then go down the line of getting attacked, that man, we've got to be careful of that. They could get a bit of ego in that, trying to take all the belts together. But Max, what do you think? So the tournament, that's the tournament.
Well, put it this way, I wasn't expecting Jimmy and Will to be coming up against each other. I'm really excited for that. Like I say, both have got a real opportunity here to push on, because whoever wins that is going to the final, and there's only going to be 2 matches away from potentially being, probably this would be their first singles championships each. Is that right? Have either of them been a singles champion before?
I can't confirm or deny it, but
Will
it's
is
a
a
big one.
former NFW Dynamic champion. I know that much, but it would be first singles gold in TDW.
But to be the TDW men's champion, it's the biggest title on the whole brand, so it's a big one to put on your CV, especially to be the first one as well.
yeah, absolutely.
And it's good to see Ryan back as well.
Technically, yeah, you're our first champion. It's not just anything. You're the first. That's history. Yeah, that you are going to be the first.
Always remember the first champion.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've had title matches at TDW, but you will be our first champion.
Yeah. To add to that tournament, be good to see Ryan back as well. See what he can do this time. See what he can do.
He's going to be hungry as well after coming up short against D'Angelo. So I'm not you.
No, I was like,
Not you.
Listen, don't start trying to put me in there, Mr. GM. Like, it's first day, right?
No.
This has happened before. I don't need them sort of surprises.
You're going to be plotted up in a seat watching. Don't
Yes,
worry.
I'm looking. I mean, that's the tournament. That is the King of the Skies
That's
tournament.
the tournament.
What if you and RJ go up against each other again? We need a rematch.
Right, we're not talking about me and RJ or talking about any rematches, me and RJ. That's down the line. We need to now tempt Jacob for the Rumble.
Yes.
Right.
So
this is already happening longer than we was hoping it was going to, but this is quite
it
exciting.
was always gonna. There's a lot to be said. So just confirm, the King of the Skies tournament, the TDW Men's Championship #1 contenders tournament to determine the first #1 contender. The brackets are Will Tyrrell versus Jimmy V and Gary of the Flying Scotsman versus Sir Ryan Matthews.
These, I'm not going to. Not the matches I was expecting, and I am over them. I think these are going to be, I'm looking forward to speaking to Gary and Stevens again, old school friends, and having a chat with them. I'd like to know what they're thinking. Like this is a big opportunity for at least one of them. We don't know if Stevens going to be pulled from the Rumble, but if he is, it could be a big opportunity for both of them, and how they feel about that. Like being split up as a sense for this one show could lead into something quite big for both of them, really.
Okay, so the TDW Men's Championship Rumble, the Maverick Rumble. 10 names still to be pulled for that. Every other active member of the roster is still in this box, plus a few additional names that have recently signed. So, the first entrant, but not entry number 1, the first wrestler to enter the Maverick Rumble. Okay, Max, the fact that you're the GM here, I think this man in particular is... I'm not going to say he's going to be glad to see your face, but definitely glad to not see the other GM's faces. Because it is a man who has previous with our former GMs. Showtime, Mr. Dexter.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. I mean, he seems to be a constant thorn on people's sides, but I can't lie. I kind of have a little soft spot for his. He's fairly entertaining, so that's okay, fair enough.
This is gonna be a show. With him, this show's gonna get a lot bigger.
Yep.
Absolutely right.
Big show.
I've got another name. And the next name to enter the Rumble. We've got a big man. The Enforcer, Ian Frost.
Okay. Okay.
He could become double champ. Ooh.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Ian. I mean, I instantly think, obviously, it's not the order they're coming out, but I was instantly thinking of Mr. Dexter. First person you're going to see, big man Ian Frost. Yeah,
One way or another, I mean, let's put it this way. If I'm in that Rumble, I'm hoping that Ian's coming out early because, like I say, a big man in the Rumble, you do not want him fresh. It's going to be hard enough to get him over the top rope.
You're going to need a couple of people to get him out.
yeah, he's a big man, and he's called the
Yeah.
Enforcer for a reason. All right, number 3.
Number 3 is okay. Next name at number 3 is one half of the Kings of the Ring, Sullivan King.
Yes.
Oh.
Come on.
Yes, nice. Okay,
Yes.
again, bit of a devious team, but I mean, you find the man's faced Rhino.
And to be fair, I think if there's anyone, because Ian throws a mean spear, calls it the final verdict. I think there's one man who's well averse to dodging and avoiding spears. It is Sullivan King, having gone against the master of the Gore Rhino.
I feel like he can do a lot by himself. I feel like he can really, really go far in this.
That's why the Kings of the
He's
Ring
the-
are.
He could be the dark horse to win that.
If anyone
Absolutely.
was to get out Ian, it would be Sullivan King.
Yes.
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah, good choice. Very good point.
And you're right, Sullivan King, and it's to be said about both the Kings of the Ring, this is why they're such a formidable tag team. Like, they can hang on their own. Even more dangerous together. But yeah, of the names pulled so far, Sullivan King might be a favourite.
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
moment
good
he's
choice.
mine.
Right,
It was a good.
okay. Name number 4. Name number 4. I think Sullivan King just became a bit more of a favourite because I've now got joint favourites with this man. The other half of the Kings of the Ring, the ruler of the ring, Richie.
Oh, that's a. Okay, the interesting part about that is hopefully, unless they're not coming out one after the other, etc. That's a tag team together in a rumble. Especially a team like themselves that have known to play some tricks on people.
Everyone's going to be hoping that they're not in there early at the same time.
Yeah.
And to be
Exactly.
fair, talking about teams in the Rumble, there's one team that we know is not in the Rumble.
Yes.
If they
One team we
come
know
out
is not in the
one
Rumble is a
after
Scotsman.
another, I mean, if they come out early, anybody else coming in will have to worry.
Yeah, and like I said, the Scotsman, who probably they've got a history with the Kings. The Scotsman probably one of our other most formidable tag teams. We know for a fact the Scotsmen are not in the Rumble as a team because Gary is in the tournament. So with both Kings in the Rumble now, this could be a walkover for them if cards line up in a certain way.
I wouldn't. Let's. I mean, that's if he's in the Rumble. I mean, you never know who else could be pulled out, and hopefully he's got some friends. At least, maybe not his brother, but at least maybe he's got some friends in that sense.
Maybe any of the new recruits might have had anything to do with that.
But that's if any of the recruits are pulled. So carry on, because this is. I feel like we're overanalyzing too much when we don't know who everyone is.
Well, let's add another name to the fray, shall we? Next up. You talk about teams. That we've seen these guys as a team. I don't think it's going to be that case in the Rumble. Mr. Dexter's going to need to have his head on a swivel. David Bavara, who TDW fans, last time you saw him, may know the name David Blackadder, former partner of Mr. Dexter in the Showtime Darlings.
That's interesting. Very interesting, because welcome back, David. No offense to David. I kind of, we haven't spoke to him in so long that I hadn't even thought of his name being in the Rumble, but that absolutely is. Of course he's in the roster, and that's interesting because, I mean, I feel I don't know the full ins and outs of what happened with the Showtime Darlings, but that's interesting if they come face to face to see how that plays out.
Right.
Yeah.
Next
Right,
name.
next.
Okay. Oh, yes, right. David Bavara might be a name that you know already. This is a name that might be new to TDW audiences. The first of our new signings is an individual called Kid Rock.
Okay, yeah, I know. I've been watching some of his stuff. I believe Kid Rock, if I'm right, he's uncle. I also went. Me and the Doc, he's Scotsman, went to school with. So very good, an up and coming kid. I like him. I like what I've seen of him.
Yeah?
Hopefully,
Relatively local lad as well, if memory serves me right.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's why we, some of the names we added, we're trying to keep it local, keep the prices down and that. But no, what I've seen of him, very, very good. Very, very good.
Honestly, could be a dark horse in this match.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, again, he never steps foot in the TDW ring, so we'll see.
Right. Next up. Right. We speculated about this and it's come to fruition. Confirmation that we do now have a Scotsman in both matches.
Wow.
The other half of the
Okay.
Flying Scotsman, Stephen, is in the Rumble.
Interesting. Very interesting because, again, there's so much to it. There's the tag team they went against at our last show are in the Rumble with Stephen. There's the fact that, again, if the Scotsmen both win the respective tournaments they're involved, they will face each other at Slam by Me. Okay. Fair enough.
Right, so, by my count, how many more names do we have to pull? 2?
No,
3?
there's
3 more names I think we've got to pull.
who have we had so far? Let's name Mr. Dexter.
Okay.
Who was
Ian
second?
Frost.
Ian Frost. Then it was Sullivan King, Richie. We've had the Scotsman. We've had Kid Rock
And David Bavara.
and David Vivara. So we've got
3
to
more
go.
names left to pull. And I've got more than 3 names in this box. The next name to enter the Rumble is... Okay, someone who has history with both David Bavara and Mr. Dexter for the first time since our first ever main event. Old School Paul
Goonie Dad.
Goonie Dad is in the Rumble.
Oh my! Do you know what? I am so happy he's coming back. I mean, I've been in talks with the Pom Bros. They want to make a comeback when AJ can come back and do tag. I am. Do you know what? I'm good on it because he's been doing so well down at FW. He deserves a single spot. Well done, Goonie Dad.
I am super happy to see him in the ring again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Let's give it a good shake. Entry
Max, you've been
number
fairly
9.
quiet for the last few draws. Are you okay?
Yeah, mate. I'm just in my head. I'm just thinking about what I've got my pick. Let's draw the rest, and I'll tell you who I've got. But in my head, I think I feel I know who's going to win this.
I mean, there's certain names that haven't come out yet that I'm like.
That's why I'm not going to jump the gun. I'm not going to jump the gun just yet. But
Yeah, there's certain names that are on our roster that, yeah, that I was expecting to potentially could be in the tournament, the King of the Skies tournament that haven't come out. And there's some few names that I'm shocked I haven't seen yet.
Okay. Entry number 9. Lads, out of curiosity, out of everyone we've got so far, who would your favourite be?
Sullivan King.
In the Rumble.
In the Rumble.
Sullivan King for me all day.
I agree with Max. Sullivan King.
Do you know what? I'm going to throw it out there. Like, I know he's still quite fresh with this, but when it came to stepping in foot in our ring, there was that you would have believed the man had been doing it. I've got my money on Old School Paul at the moment.
Oh, fair.
Well, may I add to the mix? From fresh to veteran. Ryan, you know this man very well. Ironically, not in the tournament because we could have said that Singh is king of the skies, but he's in the Rumble. RJ Singh is entry number 9.
So now, I'm not going to lie, that was the name I was surprised we haven't seen come out of this box yet. And
Ooh.
okay, Paul, I love you, but I felt the end of that DDT. And I mean, yes, sometimes you don't get to see many finishing moves in rumbles because it's just get them over the top rope, etc. But
I
feel like someone eats the end of that DDT in that rumble.
I mean, as long as this final name isn't something crazy, I feel like this.
Do you mean like John Cena? He's retired.
I mean, I mean, as long as this last one isn't something really crazy, I mean, I think this match is ending with a DDT.
Have you changed your mind now, Jacob? Have you changed? Yeah.
You got to remember. Yes, I know you've picked Sullivan King, and
A DDT, a normal DDT may not seem like the most brutal move, but when you get hit with one, it's more brutal than you think.
yeah,
Especially when wrestlers turn it into something crazy like a spinning or like a suplex DDT, something like that.
Never let it be said, just mastering of an art form, the DDT in its own. Yeah. But again, when Jake Roberts hit that move, it was over. When RJ Singh hits that move, it's over.
there's a reason he's not just called Singh is king. It's why he's the king of the DDT. So,
But everyone, you are jumping the gun. There's still one more name that could change the whole complexion. So
let's go. Come on. Okay, you're right. We're overthinking it now, and we're really into the time. This is basically a full episode of the podcast.
So, final name for the Maverick Rumble and the final wrestler in contention to be our first TDW men's champion.
Come on.
Jacob. No, that's the name on here. It's Jacob. But
You're in.
Jacob, you said unless it was anything crazy.
Yeah.
Lads, you know the signings that we've made recently.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Ooh.
Oh wait. Okay.
Crazy.
Here we go. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know if you.
Signing.
Okay, I've got a very good feeling because
I've got a feeling and I'm scared.
I had a favourite until I pulled that last card. The last entry in the Maverick Rumble is Mordecai Shaw.
Okay. So, do you know who that is?
Yep.
I mean, to say he's been not in the wrestling business very long, but the time he's been in there, the impact he's made, the people he's torn through, guy's a bit of a monster. And yeah, okay, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Let's throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I know I said I changed my mind for RJ, but it depends who wins the tournament, but it's just
Yeah.
I have a great feeling that he's winning.
Unpredictable, unhinged, and yeah, again, in a very limited amount of time in the business, has left a path of bodies in his wake. I questioned our sanity when we signed him, quite frankly. He's now going to be a force to be reckoned with in that Rumble.
And if someone, for someone that likes throwing people around and getting rid of bodies,
I thought
Rumble's the place to do it.
I mean, I thought Ian and Sullivan were big, but I mean, Mordecai is just crazy.
Do you know what? I mean, the one thing if you were in that Rumble, in a sense of the attitudes that the three people he's just mentioned have, that's something I wouldn't want to see, is them three, along with potentially Richie, in cohesion with each other.
Also, lads, we've got to manage this. I think we're forgetting that we've all got to manage it.
That is a very good point. A very, very good point. So, okay. That's the tournament. That is the Rumble. We now have our entrance for all. And like I said earlier, the only way any of those names will change is if it's scheduling conflicts with any of the rest. We have checked with most of these people that they are free on this date and that we can sign them in. But as far as it goes, stands now that one of them 14 names will be the first person to hold this belt.
Well, third person to hold that belt, lads?
Well, yeah, we've had it for a little while, but
Not just the third person. I feel like lots of people have heard that one.
Jacob,
in the sense, okay, we'll be the
Where have
first
you been
person to
touring our
have.
belt?
Jacob, has Ryan been sleeping with that belt?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he had.
Okay, the first person to officially win this belt.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's wrap this up then. Predictions for the tournament and
Tournament, okay. Oh, it's a really tough call. So, you got Jimmy and Will. That match is going to go. One way or another, that match is absolutely going to go off. Both of them have been in championship matches many times before. They know the stakes. Will has held the NFW Dynamic Championship. Will, however, does have a tendency to go unorthodox, to throw the rulebook out the window and throw his body on the line. 2 matches back to back. Could that catch up with him? I don't know. I'm going Jimmy.
okay.
I mean, can't lie.
And do you know what? I'm going to go on and then I'm going to say
feel
Jimmy all the way
like
through.
That what Jimmy did. I mean, I feel like what Jimmy did at Back in Time just will push him to the limits and will be able to make him beat Will Tyrrell. But whoever wins that other match, I'm not sure if he has the energy to win all 2.
Okay. So who would you pick then? Who'd you pick for the tournament?
I feel like, I don't know, but
Do you want to have a think and we'll answer?
thinking about knowing me, that both of these people who I think are going on to the finals because of their anger after losing it Back in Time, I feel like the final will be Jimmy and Ryan. Ryan will be.
All right.
Right. So you got Ryan for this. Okay.
Yes.
Max, what about you? Who do you think?
I can tell you who the winner will be without a doubt. I've been very, very close to this person and saw them in action. Don't forget, very close. I'm going to have to back Ryan. A lot of experience, and especially if Leia Elisa's around, I've seen what she can do in the corner as well. I can't look past Ryan, mate. I say I cannot. Ryan Matthews for me, mate.
In that sense, and that's why I'm quite happy that she's got her own match to worry about. Hopefully, she'll stay clear of Ryan's match.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
None of us are backing the Scotsman, though. Again, Gary could be the
Hang
dark
on,
horse in this
have I
one.
answered? Have I answered? I'm going to put it in. I mean, like I said, maybe I want to see how I want to speak to them now because this is interesting. I want to speak to them and see what they feel on this because it's the first time. But I'm gonna put my leg because it's Gary's my mate from school. Do you know what I mean? I know. I mean, I've seen them dominate the tag team divisions in other companies. What's stopping him dominating the singles division? I mean, I'm going to put it down there. I could go with a Scotsman versus Scotsman match. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit personal. Maybe my opinion, but I could see that. I'd be quite happy with that. And yeah, I mean, the Flying Scotsman's a train. Stand By Me is the film we're celebrating in June. It's train tracks. I feel like the Scotsman. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got it right. So that's my pick for the Rumble, Jacob.
Or the tournament.
That's my pick for the Rumble and the tournament. You know both.
Are you picking both Scotsmen?
Yeah. Jacob, Rumble. Do you want to have a think?
Well, I was going to say Mordecai, but then it would be heel versus heel. So right now,
That means nothing if the odds work out that way.
I'm feeling it could be heel versus heel, Mordecai versus Ryan.
Okay.
But overall, I think Mordecai's got the size advantage, but then Ryan, he's smaller, so he would have the agility advantage. So it would be a great match if they both win.
Absolutely. Right. Go on then. You two.
I've laid it out already. I mean, I had favourites all the way through those listings, but Mordecai being that last name, I think even if all 9 other people were to gang up on him, I think that would just piss him off, quite frankly.
He's a beast. Yeah, fair enough. Max?
I'm going Mordecai.
I'm sticking my original pick. Sullivan King, a lot of experience, very smart wrestler, been in the ring with some very, very talented people. I think he's got this, especially with Richie hanging around as well. I thought they could form like an alliance in there at some point, and that works to an advantage big time. So I'm backing Sullivan King, mate.
There's a
I
point
think
we've got to make here in that sense. There is that tag team in there, and all the other teams split up. But also, you've got RJ, you've got
You've got
old school Paul.
You got Dexter and David.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they're not tag team partners. Again, we'll see how that plays out because I don't know what the situation is between them two. That could go very in favour for the pair of them. But you've also got, if you look at it in a sense of if they're clever, RJ, old school Paul, and Stephen, the Scotsman, they're all part of tag teams that will be without their tag team partners.
could form an
All
alliance.
good guys. You would think have a little nudge, you know. If the tag teams start tagging up on us, let's have each other's back, and we'll deal with any tag team situation later down the line.
But if you were one of those guys, could you trust someone else who you're not a tag with to actually have your back? Could you? I don't know if you could trust them because as soon as your back's turned, you could be going over that top rope.
It's true. Very true.
It's a mental game as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's Danger Zone. We are set. The only other person we need to now fully book for Danger Zone is Lay Release's opponent, and I believe that might be sorted by the end of the week. So,
And I got to ask one thing. I didn't hear what Kurt said for the tournament.
for the tournament,
For the tournament, my pick for the tournament, I'm going for Jimmy V. I think Jimmy versus Will Tyrrell, that match is absolutely going to go off. That could be very close, but I think Jimmy's hungry. He's been in 2 title matches in TDW already, and he's been desperate to prove himself in one-on-one action. I think that hunger is going to take him through this.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's good, very good. Don't forget, you need to get your tickets right now. Scan the QR code in any of the pictures. Go to the link below. Go get your tickets.
And make sure you get them before they run out because the show's on 28th of February and that is not long till then.
That's why he's the boss.
Exactly, good lad. One last thing, actually, Kurt, and we'll talk about this properly later. I was trying to get LJ, head ref, over. Interesting, he said his response was a little bit strange. He said he doesn't want, he said he's going to hold out because he wants to address something with us. Specifically me, he said, I want to have a chat with you about something before I get back involved in anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you know anything what's going on there, but like I'm expecting a message of him, supposedly. He said it would be within the next couple of days.
I mean, I caught up with him down at the KWA training school recently, and yeah, we were okay. We were having a bit of a chat, but then when I brought up, oh, Danger Zone, it's, 2 shows in, really looking forward to show 3. He was very much, yep, okay.
Okay. Right. There's obviously an issue. Maybe I've missed something, but I don't know what it is, but we'll deal with that. Anyway, let's wrap this up, Kurt.
So, TDW Men's Championship will be decided at June's show. However, we will know who our number 1 contenders are by the end of the 28th of February. The King of the Skies number 1 contenders tournament. Jimmy V versus Will Tyrrell. Ryan Matthews versus Gary of the Flying Scotsman. Winner of that is number contender number 1. And then our Maverick Rumble. 10 men to form and to decide who is going to be number 1 contender number 2.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to
we've
this.
got the 10 men in the Rumble as well as the tournament. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we've got Dexter, Mordecai, Ian, David, Sullivan King, Richie, RJ, Kid Rock, Steve of the Flying Scotsman, and Old School Paul. One of those men is going to be our second number 1 contender. And out of those 14, one of them is going to be our first champion.
I can't lie, I'm putting it in for June right now. I feel like Mordecai's going to be the first champ.
Okay, right. We'll see you later.
Do you like trees? Do you like cards? Do you like frogs? What about all 3 together? Because Ryan has got the place for you. Tell him, Ryan.
How is this you doing a promo for Tree Frog Grading, our partner that grades cards and then gives us a discount code? That was just you throwing it over to me.
Yeah, it's called delegation.
It's called you having this information in front of you for 2 years and never paying attention to it. That's what that is.
Yeah, is it on Braille on my screen? No, it's not.
Good point. Tree Frog Grading is a partner we've had for 2 years now, and you can still get your cards graded and use the code TWD15 for 15% off. That's treefroggrading.com. And don't forget, if they've got any other promotion running on the website, you can add our code on top of that to save yourself even more money. Laferde, it's as easy as that. Get your cards graded. Get your cards graded at a discounted price with the code TWD15, treefroggrading.com.
Ribbit.
Laferde, this is how you do a promo. You ready?
Well, when's someone going to turn up to show me how to do it?
Wow. I'll show you how to do it. Our friend JC has got his very own clothing range. It's called Graffiti Washed. Laferde, you remember JC, don't you, when he came on the podcast?
I do, because we got a few messages and I thought, who is this guy?
Yeah, well, JC came on the podcast and he told us all about his clothing range, Graffiti Washed. And with us, you can get 30% off by using the code TalksWithDorks30. Go check out his clothing range. It's fun, it's funky. Some people call it controversial. As long as you're talking about it, as long as you're buying it, and as long as you're wearing it. Graffiti Wash, TalksWithDorks30 for 30% off. See? Easy as that, mate.
Speaking of controversial, it means you might be able to get some of your own clothes instead of wearing everyone else's.
Fair point. Boys, before we wrap up this episode, that was fantastic. Having our new GM involved, doing the draw. We now have our competitors for the tournament and for the Rumble. But, as I mentioned in that episode, LJ, our head ref, had been a little bit abrasive about getting involved with that segment because he wanted to approach me with an issue he had from back in time. He's now sent me a video. I've just got it through, so I thought it'd be a good chance for us to watch his video, see what the issue is, and deal with it here and now. So, you ready?
Go
Ready?
for it.
Hi Ryan, it's Elliot James here, your head referee for TDW. And so the other day you were doing a stream of TDW's Back in Time, and I left a very cryptic message. What happened just there on screen, you and me need to have a discussion. I think completely spaced and maybe just don't remember what happened. So that's what I'm sending you this message for. This is, I want to tell you what I have to say, and you can think about it, and you can, and hopefully you share this with the board too, because I'd be interested in where they stand on this situation too. So, let's go back in time, shall we? I think it was
Ooh, let's see what we did there.
2014, the last PWE show, where you had me come in and be one of the referees there, and you entrusted me with the main event, which I'm guessing I must have impressed you at least to a certain degree, because when you were setting up TDW and you were looking for an official and I was available, you didn't just give me the job of an official, you had me be the head referee. So that made me feel that you had faith in my decision-making ability, to give me just the additional power and I'm sure the slight extra money, which, and you know, I was very appreciative of that. You know, we both know it's been a while since I've been in the ring. I released the videos about it, but yeah, we did that first show, and I've not had any complaints about me from the management. And then we did Back in Time, and you stepped all over my authority. Now this may not resonate with you, but so let's be more specific. So I believe it was the third round, and there had been
Main event.
a fair bit of interference, obviously more from one side than the other, but it was making my job very difficult to try and be fair and impartial and make sure the rules were being enforced. So I made the call to send both the seconds to the back. Now, you decided, sod that, and you overturned it.
It does sound like something we would do.
Essentially, you turned around and you said, no, your call means nothing. We're going to do things my way. Now, look, I get that TDW is like your project and you want it to run as well as possible, and you're trying to do it your way. But, you know, you hire people to make those decisions for you. You don't need to micromanage everything. Running a show is a big duty. That's why you need people like me. You've got DMs. Skip was helping backstage on that show when he wasn't out with RJ. There's further examples of that, and yeah, and essentially by overturning one of my calls in front of the paying audience, you essentially say what I say doesn't matter. Now that's not something I'm particularly impressed with, because if what I say doesn't matter, what's the point in turning up at all? Essentially, you're overstepping your authority here, in my opinion, and this is why I hope you share this with the rest of the board, because I want to know where they stand on this. Give you some time to think about it, because I feel I've been very wrong here, and yeah, I want to know what the board as a whole reckons on what I'm saying, and I want to know if what is going to be done about it. And once I hear back from that, I guess from there we'll be deciding on my future with TDW as a whole. Hopefully, we can come to some sort of arrangements that we're both happy with. But yeah, right now, this has been niggling away at me for months, and I feel that we should get this out in the open now before this affects our personal and our business relationship any further. So I look forward to hearing from you on the board, and hopefully it's an arrangement that we both can, sort of walk away from happy that we've sort of sorted this out. I look forward to hearing that from you.
Okay. I didn't realise that was going to be the problem. Any thoughts?
Several.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently trying to wear my business hat and not speak out of term until the thoughts are fully formed in my head.
Okay.
Kirsty's pretty mad, and he's supposed to be the nice one.
Yeah. I mean, this is something, I don't know, like, what made me think of is, yeah, I wanted to step back at the show and watch from the sidelines, watch the product we put out unfold. I wasn't wrestling at this show, I wasn't involved in that way. I wasn't expecting to get involved in that decision, but in my head, I can't even remember why I overturned it in the moment. In the moment was, to me, I suppose, maybe it's down to the fact that it was a British Rules match, and it's been a long time since I've been around a British Rules match, but to me, I didn't see an issue. The managers were doing what managers do around the ring. Thinking about it now, with British Rules, you're meant to be a lot sterner, so maybe I was wrong for overturning the decision. I hadn't thought of it like that. I just thought the managers themselves were doing what managers do. Yes, okay, they were interfering. Well, okay, more Leia Elise was interfering with the match itself. But again, that's, you look at wrestling products, that happens a lot. I didn't see the need to be so serious that they were ejected at that point. When it happened later down the line, or when things got too out of hand.
We also got to an awkward stage where they got ejected early, admittedly, relatively early into the grand scheme of the match. And we got to I think the decision was basically made of, right, people came here to see British Rules, and that involves the seconds being able to tend to them in their corners, where we still had, I think, over 2 rounds left at that point, where there'd be essentially no intermission in between the rounds, because there's no point to go back to your corners anymore when your manager's not there. So that's, I think, where we made the decision of, right, let's bring them back out on a final warning. And then they immediately overstepped their mark again and got ejected again, and that one stood. We didn't overturn it the second time.
Laferde, about you? Any thoughts?
So, I mean, I was a backstage sort of person at the show. So think of it in terms of comparing it to VAR. Why are you laughing, Kurt?
Just, anytime someone says VAR, that's always led to very Very rational conversations in my time.
All right, so, I mean, whether the whole VAR thing, that's a different conversation, but referee makes a decision, VAR advised to go to the monitor and overturn it. Does the referee then kick off because his decision has not been given? Or because he's been told something different?
Yeah, true.
I know obviously we don't have a VAR in this industry, but there's nothing wrong with, ironically, me saying a second set of eyes on things.
Yes, okay, that is true. And then, but maybe we need to figure this out on, again, LJ, I don't mean to it never was to overturn your decision. You are correct. You are the head referee. Your decision should be your decision. I totally agree with that. We will, again, put this down to, we are still a new company, a still wrestling company. Yes, some of us have more experience than others. Some are learning as they go. I mean, most of that's me. We are running a company, not just one show, we're running more. So communication is key here, I think, and the decision, what we'll do is I know you've just gone away on holiday, when you're back, we'll bring you back onto the podcast, we'll have this discussion in person, but I think we should leave it in the sense of that we will learn to communicate better. If any decisions like that are going to be overturned, we will, in turn, if we can, during a show, during a match, relay that information. Maybe, obviously, we have earpieces, maybe we make sure that our referees have an earpiece, if we can, etc. If not, we'll get the information relayed to you if any decision like that is something we are thinking of changing. Agreed?
Agreed, yeah. And I think a bit of context is key as well, in the fact that, yeah, we don't want to get the reputation of being micromanagers. That's very much not the intention at all. I think a bit of context is key. Back in time will go down as the show where I've used this phrase on more than one occasion, where the inmates started to run the asylum a little bit. This was the same show where one of our wrestlers set up a chair to oversee one of the matches. Two of our wrestlers then brawled and distracted away from that match. That's the show where we had to suspend one of our GMs because they'd overstepped the mark and put their hands on talent. That was the show where Ryan took a chair to the back from some talent.
What did you say?
So that was a good time.
Stop it. United front, you two.
Yeah, I calm down with, putting salt in wounds you don't want to put salt in wounds. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is that was a show where we had already had to be more involved than we would have wanted to be, and seeing the wheels come off a little bit and things not go the way they arguably should have gone, because the manager should not have been as involved as they were in the first place. And yes, Elle was probably right to eject them, but then it also then meant, once again, we're no longer being able to provide the classic British rules in the way that we kind of wanted to, led to us to, potentially jump the gun a little bit. But yeah, that's also one of many times where we had to get more involved than we'd like to be. I think all the other times had been justified. Maybe this one wasn't, but
if you go back to our last episode, you will see that we had to put down a rule when it comes down to the tag match that's happening at Danger Zone, that the loser will be fired. So the losing team will be fired. So yeah, and then you bring up a point of the situation with JE. And it's something we never ever was able to pass. JE made up a point, and we were going to bring him back before the guys had to leave anyway. If you remember, it was me that called to get a referee, and I explained it to him, but it was meant to be dealt with publicly that it was a heat of the moment. So maybe, also, I'll make a promise here that I'm going to do what I say. I'm going to just do with parts of the show that I need to do. I'm not going to get involved in referee decisions, general managers' decisions, anything like that. That is down to them. No micromanaging. We run the show. They put on the show. There we go. Right, boys. This has been a powerful episode because we've had the draw. We've had introduction to Max as GM. We've also... What are you pointing at, Kurt?
I'm counting.
Oh, right.
1, 2.
I thought you were pointing at something off screen.
I thought we were just signalling Jimmy.
What did you say?
Signalling Jimmy, wasn't it?
Who's Jimmy?
Jimmy V.
Oh, I like it. Very good taking note there, Laferde. I like it. We also have just had to deal with the situation there with LJ. Let's wrap this up. Don't forget, guys, Danger Zone is happening February 28th. Get your tickets, get in the link below. And if you hurry before the end of 31st January, there is still the code that Laferde actually knows because he's been promoting it all week. What is it?
Iceman 20.
And it gets you
20% off.
There you go.
Get in, promo done. Good job, everyone.
See you later. Have any of you watched back any of our TDW shows recently?
Watched them back. I've done nothing but. I'm the guy editing all of them.
No, where would we find it? YouTube or?
Oh, again, mate. Like, you're part of this podcast. How do you not know that we have a Patreon page? You've got content on there that you made.
Yeah, but I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't see what I was doing.
It always goes back to the site. Kurt, you're quite good with this. Why don't you give Laferde the little rundown on how, where, and what is available on offer for him to get our Patreon page?
Kurt, do it in your announcer voice.
It is easy to find, even if you're visually challenged. And yes, I will do it in the announcer voice.
Get in.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that Talks with Dorks has its own Patreon page where you can find exclusive content recorded by our very own man who doesn't have a single clue what he's doing, the one and only Laferde. You can also see all of TDW's full wrestling events in all of their glory as they happen live with exclusive match commentary and behind the scenes and backstage interviews as well. Plus a whole heap more besides that. It's all available on the Talks with Dorks Patreon, patreon.com/TalkDorkPodcast.
See, Laferde, if you could, you've been around for 2 years and you still can't make an effort like that at all.
Well, if I was a goose, I'd have bumps right now. Just hearing Kurt with that announcer voice is just worth pissing you off every week.
Really? And did you know, Laferde, that you don't even have to pay for the first month? We have got a link that will be down below that you can get the first month free.
It means at the bottom of the video, not Australia.
What did I say?
Down below.
That's down under.
Not up here, it's not.
Fair enough.
Please subscribe, we need the money.
Find us at patreon.com/TalkDorkPodcast. 1 month free if you click the link below.